Emmett Louis Till was just 14 years old, a joyful, mischievous boy from Chicago. He loved jokes, music, and spending time with his mother, Mamie Till-Mobley. That August, he begged his mother to let him visit his cousins in Money, Mississippi, a quiet, rural town far from the big city. His mother hesitated. She warned him, "Be careful how you act around white people down there. It's different." But like any teenager, Emmett was confident and carefree. He promised to be careful and left, excited for a southern adventure. On August 24, 1955, Emmett went to a small grocery store called Bryant's Grocery and Meat Market with his cousins. The store was owned by Roy and Carolyn Bryant, a white couple. What happened inside that store is still debated, but Carolyn Bryant later accused Emmett of whistling at her or saying something flirtatious. In Mississippi, in 1955, that tiny act, a black boy allegedly whistling at a white woman, was enough to spark deadly hatred. 4 nights later, long after midnight, Roy Bryant and his half-brother, J.W. Malam, stormed into Emmett's great-uncle's house. They dragged Emmett from his bed as his relatives screamed. They took him away at gunpoint. For hours, they tortured him, beating him beyond recognition. They shot him in the head, tied a 75-pound cotton gin fan around his neck with barbed wire, and threw his body into the Tallahatchie River. 3 days later, a fisherman spotted something in the water, swollen, bloated, unrecognizable. It was Emmett Till. His mother, Mamie, received the call no mother ever wants. She demanded his body be returned to Chicago. When she saw it, she said it didn't look like her son. Only the ring on his finger proved it was him. Mamie made a brave, historic choice. She held an open-casket funeral. She said, "Let the world see what they did to my boy." Over 50,000 people came to see Emmett's body. Jet magazine published the shocking photographs. The world could no longer look away from the face of racial hatred. Bryant and Milam were arrested and tried for Emmett's murder. Despite overwhelming evidence, an all-white jury deliberated for just 67 minutes before declaring them not guilty. Later, in a paid interview, the men confessed to the murder, protected by law from being tried again. The murder of Emmett Till shocked the conscience of America. Just months later in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus, saying she was thinking of Emmett Till. His death became the spark that ignited the civil rights movement, the push for justice that would change a nation. Years later, Mamie Till said, "When people saw what they did to my son, men stood up who had never stood up before." Emmett Till's story is not just history, it is a mirror. It reminds the world that silence allows injustice to breathe, and courage, even from a grieving mother, can move mountains.